Hi, welcome to Allbrands After Hours with me, Courtney Dowlett. Welcome to the show where we just hang out and craft together. So if you currently have a project that you're working on, go ahead and grab it. Let's craft together. So Halloween's just around the corner. So for my son's class, I think what I'm going to do is make little bitty treat boxes. We always like to give out little treat bags or something, for Halloween parties. So I thought it'd be really great to actually bring it up a notch. He loves Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So I realized the other day that the Scan and Cut actually has little boxes that you can make out of cardstock paper and then put little candy treats in them and give it to the class. Like, how cute is that? So let's go ahead and look at that. So what we need to do is we need to go Patterns, Mickey Mouse, because remember this is a XDS 230D, so it is a Disney model. So we're going to go to Mickey Mouse right here. He's so cute. And we're going to scroll down. Now you could scroll down one or you could scroll down a lot. You got like my little Halloween nails. We're going to scroll down a lot because I think it was towards the bottom. There she is. So we've got a few different options that we can pick from. We could pick from these right here, which are really cute, just with little Mickey outline. Or we could go a step further and we could go for this mini right here, or this Mickey, oh, there we go, Mickey right there. And then that way we've got extra pieces. Now we would have to glue some pieces on. It would cut them out. That way it gives it more like a 3D effect. Oh my goodness. I might actually try a few Mickeys. And maybe a few minis. I think they would both be really cute. So I'm going to select Mickey. Okay. Now I know that the cardstock I'm currently using is an 8 by 11. So this 11 by 11 would be too large. Now you could get 12 by 12 sheets of cardstock. They do sell that at different stores. So, but I know that mine is an 8 by 11. So I'm going to shrink her down. All right. So I made my width an 8, and my height's a little bit more because we do have that 11 to work with, so we have more than enough on here. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Okay, so then here she goes. She's giving us all of our pieces. So she's giving us our bat, the inside of Mickey's mouth that we can put in, or you could honestly just leave it out and make it look like a jack-o'-lantern. I might try that. That might be cute. The orange part. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to select the actual box that I want. I'm going to hit OK. And remember, she's already sized, so we're good. We're going to hit set. And there we go. We've got her on our mat. She's perfectly ready for us to cut out. All right. So today we're going to be using the low tack mat, which is your blue one. So why do we use a low tack mat? Well, this is paper. So think if we were to use a standard mat or, heaven forbid, a fabric mat on this paper, we'd be pulling paper off of our mat for quite a while. So we just wanted to use our low tack mat for this. So it's not as sticky because we don't want it as sticky, so that way it doesn't tear our paper. So we're going to add our paper on here. Now, what I like to use for this type of situation is my brayer tool. This is a Brother brayer tool. What it does is it's like a steamroller, and it's going to make sure that that paper is really good on this mat. Now, since we're using a low tack mat, even doing this, I'm not worried about the mat ripping up my paper because this mat is made for this. So, put it on here. Now, there is a scanning mat that you can use, and we'll go over scanning on another show coming up, but if you don't have a scanning mat or if you've lost your scanning mat, you can use your low tack mat as a scanning mat. I like to personally have a scanning mat as well. It's just nice to not have to use my mat at all. But if you are in a pinch, you can use your low tack mat to scan stuff in. You could also use the other mats, they'll do it, but you don't want to put paper to those, so low tack mat. All right, so we've got our, I almost said fabric. We've got our paper on here. She's nice on there, very good. Thank you, Mr. Brayer. Okay, now what we can do is we could scan it in where we could see our paper on our mat. So let's go ahead and scan her in. So to scan it in, what we're going to do is we're going to select this one right here. Do you want to scan? Start. So what that's going to do is it's going to scan in our material, and it's going to show us exactly where on our mat our paper is. And then that way we can take our design and plop her right onto the paper. It's great if you're using like a nice quality cardstock. This one's just super cheap. But if you're using a nice quality cardstock, then of course you're going to want to use every bit of it, especially if you're a scrapbooker. Then you know, like, this stuff gets expensive, so let's cut costs where we can. So, alright, so we've scanned her in. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see this well on camera or not. So we're going to take our design, and we're just going to make sure she's on there, and we are perfect. Oh my goodness, it's just like a bit of reassurance that everything is. So, who filmed some of the video and forgot to hit record? That would be me. Hi. Alright, let's show you how to do this again. Now you can always hit edit and do the directional if you don't want to be able to drag and drop it on your finger, just to make sure it's in there. So we're going to hit OK, and OK again, and please select. We're going to cut. Now, remember, we always have to check, is our half cut off? Yes. What is half cut? Half cut is when we're cutting out something halfway. So think your vinyl. Think, you know, heat or pressure sensitive vinyl. We only want to cut halfway through those things. We don't want to cut through the whole thing. And we'll actually be doing vinyl in the next show. So we have half cut off, so now we're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. Courtney, what blade do you have in here? Great question. I have the black blade in there. So remember, your tan blade or your gold blade, depending on what you want to call it, is your fabric blade. So think fabric scissors, everything else. So I have got my black blade in there to cut my paper. I also use my black blade whenever I'm cutting out vinyl or different things like that. When I'm cutting out things that brother probably doesn't recommend, I'm using my black blade. I've actually seen a difference. It's a crisper cut with my fabric, but I used to, whenever before the auto blades, when I used to just have two blades, I would put an F on one and have that as like my fabric scissors, and that would be my fabric blade. So now they have a dedicated one to that. Now if you're doing a lot of fabric, if you're doing slicker fabrics and not just like a regular cotton, then I would recommend having the rotary blade. It looks like a pizza cutter. And that's a new blade that just came out with. It just gives a crisper cut, and it's supposed to be easier to cut out slicker fabrics or different things like that. I've noticed it's a pretty nice blade. Now, something cool I want to show you is you've noticed she's going up and down like this. Why is she doing that? Usually she just goes down and glides. She's actually creating perforated lines. So that way when we're folding our box, which I have this one, we're folding our boxes, there's actually little bitty dots around where we would actually fold. So that way there's no question of where we're folding, and when we do start folding, it automatically just makes a nice crisp line. So that's actually what she's doing right now. When she's doing the up and down little motion, she's making those crisp lines for us. So while that's cutting out, I'll just show you on this one. So what it does is it's actually cutting out all of these intricate little pieces. You can even see there's a little line right here that we actually use to put the little flap like this, and I'll show you on a closer camera. So we can actually put those little slots in, and it kind of just makes the box for us. It's pretty cool. And then she'll cut out our little Mickey ears that we can taper glue onto here, and then we'll put in a different color to do the bat and do the inner parts of it. And you can do it whatever color. I just did it because I thought he looked like a pumpkin. But if you wanted to make them different colors, like different Halloween colors, you could. For the Minnie Mouse ones, you could always do those in a pink color and do Mickey in a black, and that would still look really cool for Halloween. The nice thing about these is that since they have the little handle on the top, I could actually put in a little tag, because the Scan-A-Cut has tags built in. So I could cut out some tags and have it write on them, and then tag them like from Alexander to Thomas, you know, in his class or something like that, if I wanted to personalize each one. Or if you're making these for trick-or-treaters to put out, you could make a few of these and maybe put a little tag for things like, hey, if you have a peanut allergy, this doesn't have any peanuts, you know, things with peanuts or any other kind of allergy. And then that way, when they're trick-or-treating, it's safe, easy for mom and dad to see, like, oh, this one's okay for us to get. So that's a cute idea. All right, so she's done, so we're going to unload our mat. Go. I'm getting very, very much deja vu. I love that part. That's my favorite part. I just, oh, it's the little things. All right, so we're gonna peel her off. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that cool? All right, so I'm gonna pull off all the little bits off of my mat. Oh, they're so clean. See, the crazy part is like, the face is like perfectly cut out. So if I wanted to use that for something, especially if you're a scrapbooker, then it would be really neat just to have all those little bits. And since she cuts it out so perfectly, if you had like a really nice thick cardstock, then you could just like cut off these little bits, and then you'd have this piece that you could use for another project if you wanted to. If you're scrapbooking and need the little bits and stuff like that, because material is expensive. Let's cut costs where we can. All right, so we've got our mat all clean. I'll put her over here. Okay, now I'll show you on this camera. All right, so if you look closely, and I don't know if you can see this too well, she's got little bitty dots that she cut out that you can barely see. But if we were to fold it, look at that. Perfect. It is a perfect little line. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the little bits, and you could probably see them better in person. Take all the little bits and we're going to fold them inwards. So we're just going to fold all of our little bits inward. And remember, this design is on the machine. I didn't have to do anything to bring it in. This is already done. Now, if you are looking for more designs, Brother has Brother Canvas. What is Brother Canvas? Brother Canvas is a free software that is included with your machine. All you have to do is go to Brother Canvas Workspace and register your machine. You should be registering your machine either way, because you want to make sure that you're getting all the updates. If there's a software update or anything like that, that's where you would find it. So there we go. We've got all of our bits. Anyways, they have different projects on there. You could just type in Halloween, all the Halloween products that they've ever had. They'll pull up. They don't delete them out, which is great. And a lot of them have video tutorials that you can watch. So, all right. So right here, it's got little tabs. There's like little bitty opened bits. So they are catty cornered to these. So what I'm going to do is just slot them in there together. There we go. Slot them. There we go. And do that on the opposite side. So it makes like a little wall. And then we would just fold it. However, before I do that, I'm going to cut out the rest of my pieces so I can glue them and tape them on, or whatever you prefer, before I actually assemble them in my box. I got excited. So there we go. So we want to select the next part. Now we go back to the screen. Remember, this shows us everything. And remember, this is already sized because we sized it in the beginning. So I want to get the black inside of my Mickey. So I'm going to hit OK. Okay, because remember, he's already pre-sized to fit it perfectly. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have my machine cut out multiple things. So, okay. So we're going to add this part. There he is on there too. And we're going to hit add. We're going to hit the little stars. Okay. And these are all sized proportionally. So there we've got all of the rest of our design on here. Now if we wanted to do in a different colors, we could. So let's prep our mat. Okay. So we have our mat here. I have some cardstock. So maybe I could put that one there. I could put this one here. And I can cut these down. That way I can just cut out all the stuff at once. Okay. Maybe the stars out of this would be cute. Again, you could put the whole sheet on there, but I just want to be able to cut them all out at once. So cut this guy out. Oh, my God. Cute. Okay. So now I'm going to put my cardstock on. And I'm just going to put it in random spots just to show you can. Okay? Ah, break it. Steamroll her down. Okay, there we are. Okay, so we're going to load her in. Okay, so we're going to scan the back of our mat. That way we can see exactly where all of our bits are, and then we'll drop each one of our designs onto there. All right, so we've got this piece, drop it on in here. We've got our stars, they're going to be out of this one. Our bat's going to be out of this one, and hit OK. Please select, and we're going to cut. Okay, half cut is off. We always have to remember that. And hit start. Okay, take our mat away. Alright, so we've got all of our little bits. And what I have actually here is like a scotch tape little, I don't know what these things are called. They just kind of like glide onto things that have like glue on them. So I'm going to take all my little bits. Like, how wild is this that we literally could use these pieces again because it cuts it out so itty bitty, like so cool. Okay, so we've got all of our little bits. We're going to take our guy. I'm going to unfold him because I was just excited when I started folding him. Okay, now we're going to lay him out flat. Okay, so we've got our Mickey Mouse here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay him down flat. So this would be the outside of my design, and I'm actually going to glue on my little pieces. Now you could have made these out of vinyl if you wanted to, and then that way you would have just had to stick them down, of course, instead of paper, but I think they're cute out of paper. Alrighty, so I'm thinking that might be cute. Or you know what we could have done, which would be really cute, is we could actually stick the little stars to the Mickey ears. That would have been cute. Let's see, is our bat? Oh, our bat would fit. He would be a little long, but you could actually stick him maybe like this, and then he's kind of flying off and gives it a little bit more 3D effect, which would be nice. So I think I'm gonna put my bat here like that, and then maybe my stars right here like this. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I think that's cute. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little glue on the back of them. It's like a little tape glue. Little tape glue on them. Don't need a lot, they're pretty lightweight little guys. Okay, and stick him right here. Go, so cute. All right, and put a little on the stars. Okay. Put him maybe right here. Be cute. Our last little star. Okay, right here. Cute. Okay, now we gotta stick on our ears. And you could put these on the back if you wanted to. You could put them on the front if you wanted to. It's really up to you. I think I'm actually going to stick his backing in so I can see it and adjust his ears. Okay, so we flipped him, so this is the inside of him. We've got our green cardstock here, and what it's going to do is just flip it like that. So I'm going to put my little glue tape stuff here. Doesn't need a ton, just a little bit, just to keep him in place. Okay, putting that in here with the black side facing that. Now he's got a perforated line. That's why I recommend folding it before you do all this, because what I could actually do is set him like this, put my cardstock like this, and then that way I know that he's perfectly getting sat in there. So we're gonna press him down. Okay. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? I can't. Okay, so now that we've got him like that, we can kind of position our ears. We can kind of slip him under the cardstock too if we wanted to. And then kind of see exactly where we want that placement, that he looks a little bit more finished up. So cute. All right, let's take, we only need a little bit of glue. Honestly, we could slip them in a card so it wouldn't need much glue, but there's going to be children playing with these and holding these, so we're going to make sure that they don't fall apart in their trick-or-treat bags. Okay, there we go. Slip that on in. Oh my goodness, so cute. There. Alrighty, our little ears are on. Oh, these are a little bit crooked. Let me fix that. And that's the nice thing about this tape glue is you can kind of move it around and adjust it before you commit. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold her on up. Okay, so we've got this. It's so cute, I can't. Okay, so we're going to take our tabs. Let me show you on this camera. So we're going to take our tabs. Remember, we've got our little tabs right here. And we're going to fold it this way. Okay, so that way they connect. Let's do it again on this side. And slot them in. Okay, there we go. Like that. And then we're going to take this top bit. Well, you'd fill it with candy. This camera's just so much better. Okay, so you'd fill it with candy at this point. And then you just take here and slot that bit in. So it makes it like that. And then take our little sides. And remember our perforated line, so it makes it so much easier. And slot that little top part in, like same side. Thanks for helping me check off another thing off my to-do list. I think my son's really going to enjoy these. I think his class is really going to enjoy them. So tomorrow we'll actually be able to sit down when he's awake and put a few bits of candy in each one of them. And that way it's a fun little project me and him could do together. So make sure you show up next week. We'll be having even more fun with more projects. Y'all have a good night. Bye.